Are you lost driving online? Looking for a new destination for audible inspiration? Pull over here. This is Exit 18.
Hello, this is Chris Short from the New Paltz Regional Chamber of Commerce here on the Exit 18 podcast. My guest today is Mike Ciavolino. He is the owner-operator of Majestics Hardware out in Gardner. Mike, how are you doing today?
We're doing great. Thank you so much for this opportunity to speak with you today, Chris.
Yeah, no problem. We met a few months back. You just recently came on board with Majestics, and you picked it up September of last year, correct?
That is correct. Yes, I left the corporate world and decided to open up a retail store. So yes, very exciting. Now,
Majestics has been in business since 1947, right? And you started last year. And I'm really interested in some of your background, where you came from, and how you've transitioned into working here.
Sure. So I was in the home textile business for about 30 years. I was vice president of sales and marketing. So we sold Walmart and Kmart and Target, stores like that. And I saw the evolution of retail starting to change. And I always wanted to open up a retail operation. And this opportunity came up, and it was too good to pass up. So we took a shot. And we've kind of mixed the old school since it's been here since 1947 with some new school approaches in merchandising and marketing that I've learned from the past 30 years being in the textile business and selling these major retailers. And it's proven to be successful.
That's awesome. You mentioned earlier when we were talking that you came in and you had a whole strategy around how to rebrand and connect with your customers. Can you share a little bit of that?
Sure. So the first thing, one of the pillars, obviously, of our organization is putting the customer first. And what I really mean by that is giving them the best price. So for us, we have to negotiate better than anyone else with our vendors. Then we have to be able to deliver on our promises and make sure we have those goods in stock. So that's kind of our pillar that we work on, where we're constantly running to our customer, making sure that they're happy. So that's kind of been strategy number one in changing the philosophy.
Now, one thing that you've always expressed to me, when we talk, is how you drive business by staying close to your customer. I love the line where you say, "You violently run to our customers." That's a great line. Because in today's day and age, that's having the customer facing forward, as a way to run your business. In a day of digital, sometimes it can get disconnected. But can you share your insights? How did you come up with that line there? That's a great line.
It's funny. Growing up in Long Island, we grew up with business owners. So we knew them personally. They would come to our Little League games. They would come to all these events. But they knew us better than anyone else. It was part of growing up. So that's kind of what I say when you violently run to your customer. You know them very well. You know their families. You know what they like. You know what they don't like. You take a real interest in them. Because, it's funny, I read a book called Start With Why with Simon Sinek, and we spoke about this, and people don't really care what you do. I mean, I own a hardware store. They care why you do it, connecting to the community, making sure that when they leave, they can leave here and say, you know what, we had a great shopping experience. That's what we want. I mean, nuts and bolts and hammers and nails, Lowe's has it, Ace has it, all these people, True Value has it, Lowe's. So how do we separate ourselves? I'm tucked away in a small hamlet. We have a 2,700 square foot store. So we really have to make sure that we're connecting with our customers every day and not just waiting till they walk in, whether it's calling them on the phone, whether when they walk in here, we ask them questions, just making sure that their experience when they leave is a pleasurable one.
Now, there's definitely, it's funny you mentioned Simon Sinek. I was talking to another guest on another call, and they mentioned the same thing, and they tagged on to that concept. And I'm a big fan of Simon Sinek. I watch, all his videos, and I like the way he thinks. And his main driver there is explain your why. So what's Majestics Hardware's why? What is your why?
Like I said, one of the things, obviously, is giving the customer a shopping experience, whether it's a hardware store or a liquor store, it doesn't matter. and also being connected to community and being a part of the community and being woven into the fabric. It doesn't matter what you sell. It really, it has nothing to do with that. You know, a lot of people go, you know, my favorite place is this joint. And I'll say, okay, why is it? They make the same stuff. They make hamburgers like this stuff. Why? I don't know. I like the feeling when I get there. You know, I want people to, like, you know, our tagline is good for the soul. And people always ask me, why do you have that tagline? Like, you're a hardware store, Mike. It's like a yoga studio that you're saying, good for the soul. But now people are catching on. And they understand. Like, when they come here on Saturdays, you know, we have a farm, Good Now Farm, that sells their meats here. We have a vegan food truck on Saturday. And it's very exciting. And people leave happy. And that's what you want to do. That's our why. When I really think
you mentioned earlier that it's about the experience, that it's not, you know, it's not necessarily the literal nuts and bolts. How is that, you know, having those, you call Majestic Days on Saturday, how has that kind of changed your customers, and what kind of feedback are you getting from them?
Sure. So when people came in on Saturdays, when I first bought, it was a hardware store. People would come in for nuts and bolts. And now you're starting to see a different clientele. You know, before it was just, you know, men coming in to fix stuff. Now you're starting to bring in families, and you're starting to bring in women, and people are leaving and happy. You know, we do free coffee and free donuts Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays. And so it's actually very funny. A woman called and said, hi, I just want to make sure you have the free donuts because my kids were asking me. I said, yes, ma'am, we have the free donuts.
The free donuts, I love it.
Yeah, right. Like, if it's free donuts, it gets them. But at least there's an excitement, you know, and that's, I think, what's retail is missing, is there's no excitement. There's no enthusiasm. And being a business owner is very, very difficult, whether you're in it for a little bit or you're in it for 40 years. If you don't have that enthusiasm every day and bring it every day, your customers see that. And then when you lose that edge, that's what happens. That's why you see a lot of retailers now, the Macy's of the world, the JCPenney's of the world. They didn't define their why.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't understand what their direction was. You know, whether you like Walmart or not, they know who their customer is. And they're not going to try to sugarcoat it. They're going to do that same thing. You know, they're going to go after their customers, and they're going to market to them, and the targets as well. You know, those guys are going to survive. So we try to use that model and just make our customers happy, man. I mean, when that woman, and then she brought her kids in, and her kids were like, this is the greatest place ever. They're not buying screwdrivers and that's not what it is. You know, if you're driving, you know, one of the things that we do with our customers, one of the other things that we'll do is on next, I think it's in July, once everything kind of clears up, we're going to have a barbecue for them on Fridays where they just come together when this is all over. And the community comes together.
That's a great line. We've seen a lot of that, you know, in recent weeks here on how the community has kind of stepped up. And one thing that has impressed me with what you do is that you actually share 1% of your gross sales with Helping Hands. Can you tell us a little bit about that and how that's like an integral part of your philosophy as a business to try and, you know, be part of the community in that way?
Yeah, sure. So one of the people that I sold in the home textile business, very, very, very smart man, a small store. And he always told me, put community before commerce and you will be successful. And that's what we do. You know, you just can't take money. You got to be able to come to these people and help them. And if I'm just opening up my store and collecting money and not serving the community, what am I doing? All I'm doing is taking their money. That's all I'm doing. I'm not doing anything. So I wanted us to have that as part of what we believe in. Because it's important, man.
I think it's great. Yeah, that's definitely something there.
There's a lot of people who are hurting out there. You know, we got to help them.
Now, you mentioned that, you know, you have a really good marketing eye from the conversations we've had, you know, with your experience and where you come from. One thing that kind of resonated with me is your take on how owners interact with their customers. You see that as like a main piece here, and everything you're talking about really instills that, you know, mantra. When did you get that, look, and when did that whole mindset shift for you?
So it's funny. I bartended in college at this place called McKee's, and people always want to know the owner. They always want to say, "Hey, where's Kenny? And he would come out, and he taught me, you gotta be out there. You're the brand. You're the guy. So when they come to McKee's, they want to see me. So when we open Majestics, we're out there. I want people to say, I know Mike, or, I spoke to Mike. That's what you want, because a lot of owners may not necessarily want to do that, but that's what you got to do. Like I said, every day you start at $0. That's what it is, man. You ain't getting a check every 2 weeks. Yeah. That's what it is. So you better hustle, so I'm always out making sure that everything's going good. Everyone's happy. Everyone's doing their job. And that's it. That's what's going to save your business, by being your brand. It's helped our business tremendously. That's great. And it's funny. One of the things that I thought about was, when you're hiring people, you got to hire people that believe in what you believe. Because if I'm saying one thing and my associates are saying another, it don't work.
That's an interesting take there. I think a lot of people now are starting to take stock of, the people that quote unquote get it, right? Those are the ones that are, hunkered down, going above and beyond. We've seen it with, all the, town officials, the people that are in healthcare, and all the businesses that are donating their time. How do you, if you're hiring, this is a good kind of take on this. When you're looking for that right person for your business, what do you look for?
I guess the most important thing I look for is a person who wants to work. I ask them, so tell me what you did. How'd you put yourself through school? What kind of things did you do? How'd you earn money? And you get a good idea from people. I always ask them, why do you want to be here? And people say, I'm a people person. Everyone's a people person.
Yeah.
But a lot of people, like I interviewed one of our employees here. He said, I'd like to help people. He goes, I don't know. I like to help people. I said, okay, tell me about that. He goes, I don't know. People ask, and I like to get them what they want. Okay, that's another good answer.
Mm-hmm.
Not like, hey, man, how much is an hour? Okay, so you pay this much an hour? Okay, that sounds great. So, and I hold them accountable. We have daily meetings. Before we start the day, we have a meeting in the morning. We open at 7. So at 6:30, they're in the store, and we have a meeting for about 15, 20 minutes where we go over our goals and objectives for the day. If your store is open at 7 o'clock, man, and you get there 5 to 7, and you're opening the door and there's people out there, they ain't going to be there anymore. Yeah. When it's 7 o'clock, we're open. So, and I want to make sure that our associates know the plan. So they've got to believe in what I believe. Like, I believe we're going to be the best hardware store around. I don't know if we are, but we're going to do our best every day to get there.
That's your target. Yeah. I think a lot of people right now with the current situation, we're looking at people that are stepping up. And a colleague of mine said, now's the time to try and over communicate to your staff and to your employees, the people that are out there. Now, I struggle with that. I think we all do. So how are you managing? I love the idea of those morning meetings that kind of get that going. I think that's a perfect way to say, all right, here's today's objective. And I know that a lot of people, you stumble, and right now there's so much uncertainty that people kind of struggle with that. So how do you keep your employees on track and make sure that everybody's got that buy-in that you're talking about?
I guess I'm never a person who motivates someone. Like, I'm motivated. So if I'm motivated and they see me excited, they'll be excited. If I look like a bump on a log, they're not. So I'm not a person who's like, wait a minute, I'm motivated. Are you motivated? Driving the forklift. Are you motivated speaking to that person? Like, if they see me excited, they go, why is this guy excited? We sell hammers. Like, why is this guy excited?
Yeah.
But they get the philosophy, the good for the soul, connect to the community, violently run to your customer. You speak to any of my associates, that's what they say. And there's some people that are like, what are you talking about? But the people that are, the people that believe in what we believe in, we've grown because of that. And those people have now told other people, like, this is a pretty cool place. You should check it out. But one of the things that I'd like to share with you is I always thought that I sold people or worked business-wise with people who believe what I believe. I believe in value. I believe in hard work. I believe in all these certain things. And if you're trying to sell the masses, you can't do it. You got to sell to people who believe in what you believe. And then eventually it'll tip. Then those people will tell those people, will tell those people, and it'll come. So that's kind of how we had to rebrand ourselves. I mean, I'm a guy from Long Island. I'm not from around here. So the first 2 months were difficult, and it wasn't easy, but we kept at it, and we stayed the course of our core values. And if you do that every day, finally run to your customer, connect to the community. Those things will carry you through. But if you don't have any of those values as a business, and you don't say, what's my why? You're in the middle of the street, man. You can't go one way or another. You're right in the middle. So you got to make a decision, or you're going to get smashed. You know, when this whole thing started, I knew that this was going to be this is a bad thing for a lot of small businesses. But this also gives them an opportunity to take a step back and say, okay, why are we here? And why should a customer come in our store to give us their hard-earned money? Why? I don't know. Like, I don't know. Do you think I open up the store and they go, oh my God, Majestics is open. Let's all go run in. Doesn't happen. You got to give them a reason. You got to tell them what you believe in, not what you sell. Who cares? Doesn't matter. You know, and that's kind of what's kept us afloat through this whole craziness.
I think, we have similar thoughts on the idea there. And, it's always a learning process on how to, kind of build your team and work with that. Right. One of the mantras I follow is surround yourself with smart people and remove obstacles and then get out of the way. It sounds like you've got that right core group of people. So for me, it sounds like there's a lot of, I'm interested in your take on mentorship, because right now I'm having a lot of conversations with people around the idea of being a mentor to others, as well as finding yourself a mentor to kind of look up to. What's your philosophy on, how you integrate mentorship into your business?
I do that every day. I was a coach for about 20 years. I coached lacrosse and football and basketball. So I use that skill that I have. I was very blessed. The guy who started Linens and Things, Gene Calkin, was my mentor. And he was a hardworking guy, but he knew his customers better than anyone else. I would go to him, on certain things. I said, Mr. Calkin, what do you think? He goes, Mike, you show everything and you stand for nothing. He goes, in a store, you have to stand for something. What do you believe in? And God, that was 20 years ago, before the Simon Sinek's. I say to myself, what do I believe in? I believe in paying my bills. I don't know. I believe in making my numbers. He goes, if you chase that, you'll never really get to where you want to get to.
Right.
You got to, what do you believe? He believed that Linens and Things, our customers are number one. That's it. That's our customers' number. When that person walks in, they took the time to get in their car, drive to my store, and buy something.
Yeah, the idea that someone's taken their time to actually interface with you, the owner, your company.
Right.
Got maybe 1-2 chances, maybe. You always hear, if somebody has a negative review of somewhere, that spreads like wildfire, right? But,
yeah, and one of the other things he taught me was you have to be a student of your business. And what I mean by that is, really, I don't want to be the smartest guy in the room. I want to ask a lot of questions. It's funny, one of the guys, our general manager, Mike, we were at an event at Do It Best, and I'm asking a lot of questions about what we're doing now in kitchen cabinets and flooring. Because I want to know. I want to understand. I don't want to be the smartest. I just want to be the most knowledgeable. So you got to be a student. You got to go and look at stores. You got to see what they're doing. And how can we interpret this? Not what they're not doing well. What are they doing well? Because we all have the same stuff.
Yeah.
Right? When you really think about it. A bar's a bar. They have beer. This guy has beer. That guy has beer. I have nails. That guy has nails. So why is one store more successful than the other? Why? Why is one flower shop more successful? Location? Okay, I guess. But there's others. That's what I'm saying. Like, you know, that's a mentor. So I teach my kids that every day. We're teaching our associates every day about how to be better sales associates, connecting to our customers, becoming more knowledgeable. And that's the stuff that I enjoy teaching.
That's cool. I think
because you got to have it, man. If you don't
you
have
have to have that piece there where you're always, you're always trying to fill gaps in your knowledge and different things like that. I think there was an interesting piece of our conversation earlier about what inspires you. You shared a few ideas of how you take something that may or may not be in your industry and use it to inspire your business.
Yeah.
What do you tell me? I'd like you to go back and share some of those things on how you actually look at other businesses and kind of take what works, exactly what you're saying, and then integrate it.
So we, it's funny. So in the restaurant, when I was working at the bar, one of the things Kenny taught me was you got to have a reason for people to get up off the sofa to come to your bar or restaurant. So I don't know, we would do 250 pitchers. We would do, I don't know, all these crazy things. So I started incorporating that into what we were doing. Like I would have like sales for 4 hours and it would be this, or we'd have Red Barn sales, and we'd have these flash sales, something that got them going. You know, I also looked at other businesses that they were doing as well, like the pizza parlors. They were delivering a lot of so when I started delivering, people looked at me like, what are you doing, man? You're a hardware store, dude. What are you doing? But what I really said was, wait a minute. I'm in an area that's not densely populated. And if I can make ease of shopping, which is very important in this time, if I can make it easy for my customer to shop, why wouldn't I deliver for free? Why? I remember my friend owned a restaurant, owned a pizza place. He goes, 60% of my business is out of my store.
Now, with the way things are going, you mentioned earlier that, one of the key tenets that you guys are doing is you're shifting to digital and online, right? So you have your brick and mortar store, but that's a key component of how you run your business. And I think a lot of small businesses are struggling with that idea that they may think one way or the other. How have you integrated those there at Majestics?
You have to look at it as two separate businesses. So when we look at our businesses, we look at it segmented. So we have our brick and mortar store, we have our e-commerce, and then we have our builders, contractors, and small businesses that buy from us. So we're very blessed because we have 400,000 square foot warehouse in Montgomery with about 70,000 items. So I'm open 24/7. And so now customers can come into the store, and if they don't see anything, because again, I'm a 2,700 square foot store, I installed kiosks. So our sales associates will say, oh, you know what? We don't have it in the store, but see, it's on the screen and look. And they go, oh. So we're really, and this is important, we're more of a brick and tech operation. And that's where retail is going, brick and tech. So when a customer walks in, he has to be, hi, welcome to Majestics Hardware. How can we help you? I'm just looking. Okay, come back again. I haven't found it. Miss or sir or whatever. We have a 400,000 square foot warehouse. We have our website. Let me see if I can help you. Oh, that's interesting, because they're so trained now to shop via the internet. Now they can come to Majestics and get the customer service that they need. Mm-hmm. Plus, they can also shop online and also have the personalized service. Because when you shop on Amazon, you're like, I think this looks good. I don't know. What do you think? I don't know. Let's go buy it. If it's worst case scenario, we'll return it. When you come to Majestics, you have someone literally there going, yeah, don't get that drill. I know what you're thinking. Here's another drill that could be, or here's another lawnmower. So brick and tech is the future of retail. And the people who are embracing that, so I don't know, you're maybe not a bar, but I don't know, that you sell goods. You got to incorporate both. You got to be able to incorporate both. And that's what I had to do, because I'm in a small town gardener. I mean, I'm not in the major highways. It's not like I have the New York State Thruway, right there. They make a left and I'm right there. So it's been a huge plus for us. And, I've seen a lot of probably 25% of our business is probably done online now.
Oh, wow.
Whether in the store or online ordering.
That's great that you've integrated that kind of component as a service model, as opposed to just, I have an online store, you don't want to interact with people, where you actually take the two and you merge them together. And I think that kind of reinforces that experience piece that you were talking about earlier. So if there's a business out there right now, a lot of them are struggling with the idea of how to shift with, a different way of looking through the lens of where we are. What advice would you give to a business that's kind of struggling, and maybe it is just getting over that initial hump of maybe taking a chance on a new idea or innovation? What would you recommend to a business right now that's trying to, reevaluate where they are? Where should they start?
I would start, like I said when we spoke before, I'm inspired by everything. The reason I got that brick and tech idea is I went to Barnes and Noble's years and years ago, and they had like a little screen that they didn't have the book and this, and then a woman came up to me and said, "Oh, no, we have it, sir. It's here." And there you go. I said, "Wow." Oh, this is a couple years ago. So when I came here, that's what I thought about. So if I can give someone advice, be inspired by everything. The advice I also have for businesses that are struggling is you got to have a roadmap every day. Every day we have, like when we have those meetings with our staff in the morning, we have a plan. Man, if you don't got a plan every day and you just turn on, you're opening up the door and saying, "Yeah, I hope someone comes." I don't know. I tried newspapers. Doesn't work. Okay, so what's the plan?
Mm-hmm.
So what's the plan? So as an entrepreneur, there is no book. It's not like I can go to the library, Chris, and go, I want to be an entrepreneur. They go, aisle 3. Aisle 3's over there.
Yeah.
Go over there. Right. So you have to be able to work your business. I always say, plan your work, work your plan. Okay? So you got to be able to write a plan every day and then change it as it goes. That's the best advice I can give them. I don't know businesses. There's different businesses and different things. But for us, I wake up every morning and I say 2 things to myself. How do we make our customers number one? And how can I beat my competition? If I can answer those 2 questions on the 30-minute ride that I have to the store, then I'm good.
That's a
then
great
I have a plan. But if you just wake up and go, "Oh crap, I got to open up the store again. I've had it for 4 years and there's no one here and I'm losing to Amazon," no one really cares your excuses, because I always say you can't send your excuses to American Express. You can't say, "Well, Amazon is kicking our ass." Oh, okay. I don't know what that means. But I can't write that on a check. So, the people who are successful are doing that every day. And you see these successful stores. I don't know. Why is Target so successful? I don't know. And why is Macy's not successful? They sell the same stuff, Chris.
Yeah.
It's not like Target has this secret formula and then Macy's goes, "Oh my God, you're right. We should have done that. Yeah, we should have had pants." It's the same stuff, man. That's it.
Yeah, it's an interesting, I like your phrase there, plan your work and work your plan. I think a lot of people are now looking into resetting their business. And I think this is an opportunity for innovation and creativity and, trying to do something that maybe was on the back burner. But you know what? What do we got to lose right now? I think all hands on deck, especially when you have a team of people like yours to kind of pull it all together. I think
if you don't have a team of people that believe it, it doesn't work. So all this stuff that I'm telling you, if you don't have the team that says, "You know what? I'm in." It sounds crazy, but I'm in. That's the pillar. Now you have the core. Say, okay, now these guys believe in what I believe in. The people that we sell believe in what I believe in. Now I got to figure out how to get more customers in the store, and I got to figure out how to beat my competition every day. Every day I got to get a little bit better. And then you look in the mirror and go, "Did I do my job today?" Like I'll get in my truck and I'll go, "Did I do good today?"
It's an interesting way to look at it, yeah.
Did we do good today? Right, that's it. Did we accomplish our goals? And if we accomplish our goals, then next day we get up. How do we beat our customers? How do we beat our competition? And how do we get more customers? That's it. It's that simple. But it's
down real simple.
Yeah, but it's a painstaking process.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Mike, thank you so much for being here today. I think this was great insight into the big picture of how you took a business and you are adjusting and rebranding and using these strategies to kind of tie things together. Thank you so much for being on the Exit 18 podcast today. How can people get a hold of you if they're looking to reach out?
So you can always reach us at the store, 845-255-5494. I also have my cell phone number. I'd love to help any businesses that have questions. Please reach out to me. My cell phone is 516-388-4627. And then you can always reach us our store. Come into the store. It's 4 Duesenberg Road in Gardner. Chris, thank you so much.
Yeah, this was great. I really like the way you think, and thanks for your time today. I know you're a busy guy, keeping that phone, answering those, making everything happen. It's awesome. Thanks a lot. So stay tuned for more episodes here on Exit 18, and we will see you next time. Mike, thanks a lot.
Thank you, Chris.